Appreciate you doing this. You obviously were around Christian all preseason and all that. What now that you've seen him kind of go through a game and the kind of touches that he gets, any more of an appreciation, having seen him up close?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the hardest thing to do when you're playing with him is that you you kind of want to look back and watch what he's doing, just because he's doing some crazy, making guys miss everywhere. But the most important thing is you just you keep your eyes on your guy in front of you, so you can keep blocking for him downfield. But yeah, I mean, obviously today we're going through film and just watching him, the way he works guys, and the way he just keeps playing through everything. I think is incredibly admirable, and it's something that we're going to need week in and week out, and it kind of creates a spark for everybody.
Does he have a knack at all for sort of avoiding the big hits? And again, I know you've only been with him one game, but any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an art, and it's kind of probably something he's learned since coming in the NFL. Being that guy that's going to take a lot of hits, you gotta learn how to mitigate some of those bigger ones. And yeah, he does a terrific job of it, and hopefully it continues for the entire season, because he's going to be a really big part of this offense.
All right, we'll go to Will Pelagic with the next question.
Dan, what have you noticed about Sam's demeanor, I guess, before, during, and even after the game? Did you get the sense that this one might have meant more for him than, say, a normal NFL game?
Yeah, I think Sam definitely really wanted this for sure. Even without talking to him directly about it, I think he kind of wanted to prove something, that he's got everything that the Jets wanted, and they were dumb for getting rid of him. I think he's really happy with where he's at, and I'm really happy for him to be able to go in week one and show him that he's a good player in this league, and I think his confidence is going to grow so much from this week, and I'm really excited for the rest of the season.
We'll go to Scott Fowler.
Hi, Dan. You know the New Orleans system firsthand, I guess, in some ways, and I wondered if you could, as a veteran in this league, and you played a lot of places and played against a lot of teams, why has New Orleans been able to, handle Drew Brees leaving and these other things, and still been able to look like a pretty powerful team again this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing from being in New Orleans was just their attention to detail and mastering the situations. That's something that's incredibly valuable in this league. Being able to know what situation you're in, and be able to win in any part of that. So I think that's something that they do really well, and have done with Coach Payton historically very well. And I think the other thing too is they just play tough. They have that kind of bully mindset on defense, especially, that they're just going to come after you, and throw a lot of different pressures at you, and make you think. And it's something we're definitely going to have to match this week, and we're going to have to bring our A game, watch the extra film, get with our coaches, and make sure our game plan is square, so that we can really have some success and really take it to them this week as well.
Wondered if I could follow up and just ask you briefly about your thoughts about the red zone offense from yesterday, too.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the more disappointing things with our offense yesterday. It's good to get a win, but today is all about, okay, we got to figure out the mistakes that happen. Why we had those slip ups. It's nice to have those when you have a win, but at the end of the day, we got to get ready for the next week. So you celebrate it, last night, and the good plays that everybody made today. But it's a business, it's a job. You gotta come in today with an open mindset. Be like, okay, what are the things that we have to start getting together straight right now, so that we can have success. And that's really what the day after the game is like. And I think we did a really good job. We were really honest with ourselves in the film room today, myself included. I was not happy with the way I played personally, but it's just learning from that, saying, okay, I'm going to do better. I have to do better if we want to get to where we want to get, and I think we'll be able to do that.
Thank you.
We'll go to Will Kunkel.
Hey, Dan,
Hey.
just on that topic, you say we gotta get better. Where do you need to get better? What needs to get better just to touch the ball this time?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is missed assignments and attention to detail. I think, we're still just trying to figure out our identity as an offense and where we need to, be successful at. But like I said, I think the biggest one is attention to detail. Knowing, okay, if it's a 9 technique, this is what we're doing. If it's a 6 technique, this is what we're doing. This coverage, you got to run this route. It's just things like that, it is early in the season, but it's still stuff we got to get right. Just to be on the same page from the offensive coordinator to the quarterback, to the quarterback to all the receivers, and then the offensive line with, referring back to Sam. It's just the whole level. Everybody has to be on the same page, and I think it'll come. I think it was kind of an eye-opener this week just to be like, okay, we're really not where we think we are. But like I said, the good thing is you get a win out of it, so you feel good. I'd rather have a lot of mistakes to correct in a win than a lot of mistakes to correct in a loss.
And then just quickly, this has been going back since last year, one of the worst teams in the red zone. I know you're new here, but can it be mental? Like you get in the red zone, you bear down too hard, try too hard? Is there something to that or no?
I think that's a great question for the coaches. I think we're just all focused on doing our job, and to be honest, I don't think no matter what play we're calling, you just got to do your job. And there wasn't enough of that yesterday in the red zone, and that's really kind of where it starts. Good football teams are going to be able to figure it out no matter what situation that you put in, no matter what play you run. It's just kind of figure it out mentality, and it's something myself personally, I'm really working on still.
All right, we'll go to David Newton next, followed by Mike Solarte.
Hey, Dan, I was curious what you thought of Christian taking on a 310-pound defensive tackle. How would you grade his block?
I think it was a terrific pickup. We kind of stopped as a tight end group today, and we're just like, this is the kind of player he is, and it's exciting to be able to play with a guy like that that's going to step in front of it no matter what. And he wants to win not only for himself but for everybody else as well. And that's kind of, on the flip side, that's what he demands from everybody else, and it's only going to make this team that much better.
And when you follow up on that, when he does that, how many running backs in the league can do that effectively?
To be able to do all of the other stuff along with it, I don't think there's many running backs in the league that can do that. And you just appreciate how much he's willing to throw it all out on the field for you, and it inspires you to want to do the same. But yeah, no, Christian is definitely one of a kind guy. He's kind of a lead by example mentality guy, and I love playing with the guy.
Thanks.
Hey Dan, the week 2's opponent is a divisional opponent, obviously, and the implications and the big picture stuff that goes with it, making the playoffs, that sort of thing. But would you prefer, as a player, to face a divisional opponent this early as maybe a measuring stick or a tone setter for your team? Or how does a player approach a week 2 divisional opponent like this?
Yeah, I think it obviously it brings a lot of extra juice to the game, knowing that there's a lot more on the line. But I think as a team right now, you're early on in the season, you're just trying to establish who you are, and you always, whether it was the reigning Super Bowl champs in the house or anything, I think you always want to establish that dominant contact right from the first get-go. To be honest, I don't think we would approach it any differently. We're at a different team, but I think it's something that we are going to approach with our best foot forward, that we want to become a dominant team in this division, and we want to put on tape that we're a tough physical team you're gonna be hurting not only the week you're playing us but the week after.
Do you prefer a week 2 or a week 1, or would you rather have a couple of games to kind of get your stuff in line, that sort of thing?
Yeah, no, I think I'd rather play them early on. I'd week 2, week 1, I'd play anybody. I don't really care about that. I think we're ready for this test, and even if we did play them a couple weeks later, I don't think it would make very much of a difference.
All right, guys, we have time for one more. We're going to finish up with Joe first.
And any similarities, either in the offense here that Joe's running, or just in the overall program between Carolina and New Orleans?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Any similarities between the two programs here, Carolina and New Orleans, either overall from kind of a big picture or in Joe's offense?
Yeah, I think the similarity is that there's that expectation for excellence at all levels, and that Coach Rule and Coach Payton are very similar in terms of they're going to push you to try and be the best pro that you can possibly be, and they see things in players that they know that they can be great, and they push them and get on them, and they're tough on them, not because they're jerks or anything, but because they truly see what a player can do, and they want them to succeed. And I think that's the level of a really great coach. And it's something that, it's very similar to what I experienced when I was in New Orleans previous. And it's something that I'm incredibly happy to be a part of. To have a coach that's going to be hard on you and want to push you all the time it's tough on you as a player, but at the same time, it makes you become the best player that you can be, and it's really uplifting. And then when you have that moment of success, it means so much more, because you put in all the time and effort. But I think that culture of we're going to practice tough, we're going to do things the hard way, but at the end of the day, when we do have success, it's going to mean so much more.